Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome to the Paranormal Portal. We are live, and seems like everything's working. That was me knocking on wood quick. But I think we're doing good. Everything seems to be functioning within established parameters. Some Star Trek lore there for you. In case any of you guys are old Trekkies, but looks like we're in good shape. Hope you guys are doing great. Thank you so much for being here with us. We are, of course, on our 2-hour Wednesday show, so we have 2 full hours of paranormal fun lined up for you guys. And I got something to announce. Something we've been trying to do for the last several shows. We're going to do some Paranormal Portal quizzes with Paranormal Portal prizes. But I have help here tonight to help me sort through the myriad of fantastic wonder that is the Paranormal Portal. I am joined by my good friend and co-host, Mr. Don Longbeard.
Hold on a sec. Hold on.
Yeah, whenever you get around to it, feel free to join us.
Oh no! There's an error. I have to redo it. Hi all.
All right.
And so much for the sound effects.
Uh-oh. They didn't hold? Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to do some giveaways throughout the course of the show tonight. So you're definitely not going to want to go anywhere because, you wouldn't want to miss the opportunity to get some free Paranormal Portal gear. I'm just saying. But a couple of lucky contestants. What?
Huh?
What the hell? Brent's pregnant.
What?
What the hell are you talking about?
Brent's pregnant? Really? You never told me.
I didn't even know. I've been, I look like I'm expecting, but nope. I'm well past term if that's the case. I'd have a teenager cooking in here if that was the deal. No, I'm currently not pregnant, nor is anybody that
that's connected to us.
Connected to me. Yeah, I mean, everything's good to go here. Thanks.
Thanks for caring, Karen.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for the stroke. Thanks a lot. Yeah, no, nothing to congrat me for, brother. I'm just me. Mm-hmm. And this is the Portal. It's been a really busy day, guys. Had a really cool but bizarre thing happen today. So I'm sitting here working on the narration bits and just staying real busy, answering messages, narration parts. I'm working away, and I see something out of the corner of my eye. Now, over to my left is the monitor that I host the call board on, and I always got the interface open, so it's always there. Well, I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I see something flash. So I look over, and sure enough, someone called into the call line. I'm like, oh my God, I wonder if they're listening to one of the other shows and heard, hey, call in. Callers are welcome, and they didn't realize it wasn't live or something. So I'm like, well, I gotta check this out. So I log in and I check it, and sure enough, it was a gentleman calling in, but he knew he knew the show wasn't live at the time. He was watching one of our other shows, but he had a great story. So I recorded it, and that will be on a future podcast. But it was so odd, and it occurred to me when that happened, it was like, we need a hotline. Mm-hmm. We need a hotline, ladies and gentlemen, so people, when they get their inspiration, when they get their ideas. Thank you. Yeah, so when they get their ideas, they can call in. It's like, oh, I've had 3 beers, I'm ready to share. Whatever that inspiration should strike. So I think I'm going to set up a Paranormal Portal hotline that can record, and we can just have it available for anybody that wants to call in and share their stories. You certainly don't have to be interviewed by me, but I love to have the discussions whenever it's possible, because I love to ask questions when people share their stories. But if this makes it more accessible for more people to just share their story quick and call it a day, then I think it'll be worth a shot. So I'm going to be looking at setting that up in the near future.
I think that would actually be a good idea, because some people just want to tell their story,
yep,
but they don't want to discuss it.
Yeah.
So they just want to tell what they experienced and how they felt, and then just leave it at that, which is absolutely cool because that's just absolutely cool. So yeah, that's actually a great line.
Which is absolutely cool because it's absolutely cool.
Well, that way they don't feel pressured to answer questions on the spot.
That's right. Well, no, I know. And it can be kind of a pressure. But so that's something I'm going to be looking at addressing and implementing as soon as I can. Just so you know, that's on the burner. If you think it's a good idea, let me know in the comments. If you think that it's something people might use or you might use yourself, let me know. It's certainly not an expense. Not an expense I'm excited to take on, but if it's going to get used and it's going to be used by people that want to share, then that's perfect. Then you don't have to worry about lining up schedules and getting together in order to record.
Exactly.
You can just record your experiences, and we can go from there. But I'll look into it, and perhaps it's possible with our existing phone line. I'm going to look into that too. I don't know if it is or not. It may be, but it may be an additional charge. But we can certainly look into that. But that's a possible forthcoming developments that we're looking into. But anyway, long story short, the phone lines will be open for tonight's show if you want to call in. And in fact, I expect people will be calling in because we've got giveaways and we've got Paranormal Portal quizzes forthcoming. So we'll hope you're going to take advantage of that. And we will let you know as the show goes when the call-ins are happening. So do pay attention to the phone number because you might just need it. It's 720-923-0500. Again, 720-923-0500 is the number for fun here on the portal. And that's where you're going to call if you want to be a part of tonight's giveaways. So the number's up above my head, way up above my head. If I'm on this screen, it's much closer. It's right up here. You know, it's right there. But there it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's the way to get a hold of us. So you can call in anytime. But again, 720-923-0500. And I hope you're ready because we're going in. I'm all shook. Sorry. I went full Elvis up in here, Don. Did you see that?
Gracious, no.
Yes, I did. I went full Elvis. Thank you very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we got a lot of show to cover tonight. I hope you guys are all ready. And thank you for tuning in, all of you that are joining us now and continuing to join us as we go. Just remember, there's giveaways tonight, so stick around. Don't do all that coming and going thing because you might just miss it. That's all I'm going to say.
You might miss your chance.
You might just miss it. If you blink, you might just miss it. So we're going to do a couple of just sticker giveaways, and there's going to be a certain caller number announced, and so you got to be ready. It could be, the first caller, could be the fifth caller. I don't know. We'll see whatever, inspiration moves me at the time. But, thank you, Kirsten.
Yeah.
That's awesome. We appreciate it. Love you bunches. That's awesome. Very nice. That'll help us buy more prizes.
Oh, yeah.
or pay for the phone line.
Or pay for the phone line. Exactly.
Yeah. Awesome.
Oh. Now, I forgot. Maybe it was yesterday. Maybe it's today. I can't remember. But Black Tree's birthday was either yesterday or today. So happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Julia, our very own moderator, Mrs. Blacktree. Mrs. Blacktree. She is another year older. And we are certainly grateful for the gift of her presence here on the portal. We love you bunches. And I hope you had a magical day. Happy birthday, Julia.
Awesome.
All right. So, wow. There's some new developments, Don.
New developments?
Don.
Like what?
So everybody's familiar with the locust swarms. Locust swarms. The old biblical reference of these clouds moving in that actually were made up of insects and decimating crops and people's ways of life and basically plunging people into famine and starvation. And it's a gross thing, but there's apparently a cycle. But what scientists have discovered is the key to huge locust swarms.
The key?
The key.
Like it's a good thing to have?
Well, you you might want to not lose that key. 'Cause you can't shut them off otherwise. No, I've heard that there's a genetic difference between normal grasshoppers and like
Right.
the grasshoppers that emerge during these swarm cycles. They are like fundamentally genetically different. There's quite a lot of discrepancy between their normal state and what happens when they hit these swarms.
Right.
So
Right.
apparently they found something here. So let's look at what it is. This article is coming from unexplainedmysteries.com. Unexplained-mysteries.com. It says by identifying the chemical signal that triggers locust swarms to form, it may be possible to stop swarming entirely. Okay, so here we head into that real Frankenstein kind of area, though, don't you think, Don? Like one good idea is going to lead to like 50 bad ones.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, that's what it always seems
It's
to me.
it's the bad Doppler effect.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, hey, we can stop locust swarms, but no, we're going to end up with bleeding rectal beetles or something instead. You know, something just I don't even know what that means, but it just came out of my mouth. You know what I mean though? It's like sometimes
It's like those water bugs that could be eaten by frogs and then come out the
they call it spa day.
We're gonna go get a poop massage.
I'm going to get some deep tissue work. Be back.
Oh God, yeah.
About 12 hours.
Wow.
If you missed that's a reference to a story we covered where there's apparently these water bugs that have
And you're gonna recover it.
they've ciphered a way to make it through the frog and crawl out the exit at the end.
The vent.
Yeah, they can
called a
navigate
vent.
the bowels and everything and get come out the rear vent. What the hell is that? A rear vent.
They're called vents. They're not anuses. They're
Well,
vents.
I've got to. I'm not even going to go there. But apparently these bugs can do that. So, but you know, anytime we have something that scientists can do. So, case in point, there was a lot of people didn't like bugs and all the problems they were causing with crops. So they came up with this miracle stuff called DDT. Amazing! They could spray it and it would kill bugs and you know all kinds of problems. Well, it went all the way up the food chain and nearly decimated the bald eagle population into extinction, along with many other things. It got into the water, into the fish, into everything. The DDT was everywhere, and so that was one example of where let's spray this stuff and everything will get better, to it being not better. Now, then again, Roundup. Glyphosate being, great for crops and weeds.
Yeah. It does wonders for you, too.
Yeah, and it goes great with your breast milk as you're feeding your baby. It's like, come on. So, I mean, this is the problems. Whenever I hear, they could do something like this, I'm always like, oh, God, but should you,
Yeah.
But let's see what it says. It said, But what if it were possible to use modern science to put a stop to locust swarms once and for all? Well, sounds great on paper. But in a new study, scientists have identified the chemical signal that the insects excrete to trigger swarming behavior, a substance known as 4-vinylanisole. Vinylanisole. Okay, 4-vinylanisole.
Okay.
I don't know what that is. This chemical is particularly powerful and works on even small groups of only a few insects. It's hoped that it may be possible to use a synthesized version of V4A to lure locusts into traps, or to produce a genetically modified locust that does not respond to it at all. Now, that's the part that's scary. That's the scary version right there. It doesn't respond to that, and what else does it do? Like start eating flesh?
Yeah.
Is that the off side of this? I'm serious. It's like they start
yeah.
turning off one behavior, and all of a sudden you got a whole new batch of behaviors that pop up.
They no longer just eat plants.
I know, and then yeah, exactly. It's like, hey, there's locust swarms devouring people.
Right.
Hey, Paradox, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Good show last night with Mogs Duke. Oh yeah, but anyway. It bugs me that
it bugs him.
Well, that was kind of stupid, wasn't it? That was kind of stupid. But my point is that by the time we actually turn something off or we start adapting nature, so they're going to release these other bugs that aren't affected by it. But what the hell are they going to become? Or what kind of impact will they have?
Right.
So like nature is like this beautiful balancing act of point counterpoint, weight counterweight. Everything's in balance. It's been this way for millions of years, and it keeps seeking that balance. And then we start, spraying stuff and releasing genetic hybrids to do other things. And then we end up killer bees.
Japanese hornets.
Right. Well, they were natural, I think. I don't think they were from a test tube or anything. But
Who knows?
that's the scary part. So these non-swarming insects could then be gradually introduced to replace the existing populations. Oh, God. In human history, locust plagues, drought, and flood were often considered three major natural disasters which caused serious agricultural and economic losses all over the world, said lead researcher Li Kang from the Chinese Academy of Science Institute of Zoology. As the most widely distributed and one of the most dangerous locust species, the migratory locust represents a serious threat to agriculture worldwide. Well, sure. I don't know. That kind of stuff just scares the hell out of me. Mm-hmm. It really does. I mean, I'm not overstating that. I'm not trying to be dramatic. It's just like, God, we're just not ready to make those bold leaps into changing the ecosystem of this planet.
Right.
We're just not there yet. Here's this is a lot of history stuff. This is all just latest news kind of stuff, but I kind of like it. Well, that's weird. I thought there already was one, but here's another piece of news. Pentagon set to launch new UFO task force. Again, this is coming from unexplainedmysteries.com. And I thought there was already one. Well, I guess it's the Pentagon, not the Navy. The Navy was what made headlines recently with their new rules regarding how to process those reports. But this is coming from the Pentagon, Don. Mm-hmm. So the Pentagon's going to actually, is it like a new Project Blue Book, or what do you think?
Who knows?
Says, according to reports, a new task force dedicated to investigating UFOs will be unveiled in the next few days. While the U.S. government's secretive Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, AATIP, closed its doors back in 2012, rumors had been circulating for years that efforts to investigate these objects didn't stop there. Speculation that was seemingly confirmed in a report released back in July, which suggests that the Office of Naval Intelligence continues to run such a program to this day. Now, though, it has been reported that the Pentagon may be about to announce a brand new UFO task force. At least that is according to two officials from the Department, of Defense. The new task force, which is reportedly headed up by the Deputy Secretary of Defense, David Norquist, comes just months after the Pentagon released footage of the U.S. Navy pilots pursuing fast-moving objects over U.S. airspace, and it admitted were genuinely unidentified. Okay, so such sightings would undoubtedly be the focus of any new investigative government task force. The Department of Defense, however, has so far failed to respond to media requests for comment.
Of course they have.
They've failed, Don.
No way. They never fail. Come on. You got to be joking me.
It's just like they don't feel the need to answer is more like it. It's not that they failed to answer. They just don't feel the need to answer. And they're probably not beholden to us civilian types, right?
Which is funny because they're supposed to be working for us.
Yeah, right. No, they're working at separating more of our cash from us. But it says we have things flying over in our military bases and places where we are conducting military exercises and we don't know what it is and it isn't ours. That's kind of a spooky line, isn't it?
Yes.
So that's a legitimate question to ask, Senator Marco Rubio, acting chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee, said back in July.
Intelligence.
So, frankly, it's something from outside this planet. If it's something from outside this planet, that might actually be better than the fact that we've seen some sort of technology leap on behalf of the Chinese or the Russians or some other adversary. And that same claim has been bouncing around for a while, those same statements. So a lot of this is just repetitive.
Right.
But I don't think the funny thing is that I'm sure they didn't just suddenly decide, hey, let's do it again.
Right.
They never stopped. They just decided to let
Right.
let us know to some regard. And maybe it's as a result of those Tic Tac craft being released.
Right.
The footage and stuff inadvertently, apparently.
Right.
But and then the actual pilots coming forward saying, yeah. So they I think they were kind of pressured to a point to have to at least appear to be doing something.
Right.
Even though I think they've never stopped and nothing is going to really change except that now it has a label.
Right. Paradox said that same thing
Oh,
while
did he?
you were reading that. Yeah, actually,
Oh.
they're just admitting to something they already had.
Yes.
So basically
exactly.
the same thing. Yeah.
Great minds, Paradox. Nice
Oh
job.
my gosh.
Nice job. I'm telling you, great minds, Don,
If I
here.
get you both in the same room, is it going to be a paradox? Somebody's going to touch each other and poof.
No,
Chaos
that's not. I
effects.
was going to say it was a para, and then I stopped. I don't know. I could have gone totally on the inappropriate lane, but
Yes.
I stopped, Don. I hit the brakes.
Wow.
I do have a modicum of self-control, believe it or not.
The pilots of the Tic Tac craft are called chiclets.
Who said that?
Duke. Chiclets. Oh, okay,
They're
I
called-
get it.
no,
Tic
Duke.
Tac and chiclets.
They're
Gotcha.
called, they're called Pez. I had a good time with that in my head, so I'm hoping you guys enjoyed it as much as I did saying it.
Jeez.
No, I think it's cool. I again, nothing new here. Thank you. But I gotta find that other cheap little sound effect machine.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
used to have.
But it didn't sound. But it didn't come across very well.
Oh, I know, but it was funny. We knew it didn't come across very well. That was the whole. That was
That's
the whole special
point.
effects
Yeah,
budget.
Welcome to exactly. Welcome to the Paranormal Portal. Sound effect fails.
Yeah. There's a load of those. So, and then there's another one said Pentagon officially confirms UFO task force. I don't think I'm going to read that because I can't imagine it's a whole lot different.
Not much different than what we've been reading.
Yeah, it's like Becky is seen shopping for a red dress.
Ooh.
Becky confirms she's looking for a red dress. It's like, yeah, great.
Breaking news: Becky just bought a blue dress with a white stain on it.
With a stain on it. I'm not going to touch that at all. I'm going to stay way the hell away from that.
That's paranormal.
That is paranormal. I think we already read that one. Ooh. I was watching a video of Slapped Ham the other day, Don.
Oh, I love Stan. I love.
I do
Colin.
too.
He's funny.
And the funny thing is Slapped Ham has always done a really good job. I mean, they put some stuff out there that is obviously hokey and but whatever. They've got to
Hokey or
fill.
hoaxy.
Yeah, but they've got they got to put out product and stuff. So I
Right.
get that. But what I thought was interesting is there's one video. I think I posted it on our Facebook page, Paranormal Portal Radio page on Facebook. This long format. So Slapped Ham is not just doing the 5 count or whatever, the 10 count.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing these long format ones now that are taking a whole compilation of. And I put a Cryptids one up on the portal, and it's like I think it's like an hour long.
Wow.
And I was going through that, and there's this one where these people are in like this ice cave, and I can't remember where, but the person is filming as they're in this ice cave. And way up on the ceiling, you can see this humanoid figure crawling around like Spider-Man. And it's up on a freaking glacier. It's like on ice.
Wow.
And it's climbing up there. It's like, oh my God. But if you get a chance, ladies and gentlemen, you got an hour to kill. Check it out. It's pretty bizarre. There's some really good videos in there, including that creepy white thing through the screen window.
Oh, the rake thing?
Yes. Oh my God. Now, I've heard of a new name now, thanks to that video. That kind of might be the same thing as a rake. Again, it's a new name, but I think they call them crawlers or something like that. Crawlers, because they're often seen crawling on all fours. I think that's what they call them, or white crawlers or crawlers. But it was, to me, it's a potato, but it's a new name. But anyway, there's a whole collection of those different videos that I found really bizarre, and some of them I think are really compelling. Like they might actually have something really there. Again, anytime you see videos, you got to just take it with a grain of salt.
You have to look at it with a critical eye.
Yeah, and you've got to discard most of it just because it's, I don't know. A lot of it you can judge the people's reactions about whether it seems believable because, truth be known, most people can't act. So you can get a lot of truth or false just by looking at the people's reactions. Like, I don't think that's a real reaction. But this is another one from unexplainedmysteries.com. That's kind of cryptid. I don't know yet. I haven't read it, but I just stumbled across it, so I'm going to read it to you now, ladies and gentlemen. And this has to do with a video footage of a peculiar lizard goes viral. And I have not seen this, so I don't know what we're going to be seeing here. Looks like it's a TikTok video, and maybe we can go over a little bits of it here. Let's pull it up on screen. It says, video footage of a peculiar lizard goes viral. That's interesting. It almost has like a snake appendage.
Yeah.
And then like a lizard arm appendage, and then another snake appendage. I don't know what the hell's going on here. A short video clip of a very strange-looking lizard-like creature has left social media users scratching their heads. The footage, which was uploaded to video sharing platform TikTok by user at Stinky Eyes Crappy.
Okay.
The name they picked was Stinky Eyes Crappy. Was reportedly filmed in Boulder City, Nevada, and shows a very peculiar creature. Resembling a lizard, but with anomalously disproportional limbs, brown textured skin, the animal can be seen sitting motionless on some rocks while the camera moves in for a closer look. Hopefully someone can help me figure out what this little creature is, the uploader wrote. The footage quickly attracted a great number of comments with users of the platform speculating over whether the lizard was a real animal or if it was simply a toy or model. It's also been suggested that it could be the remains of a lizard that is dried up in the sun. You can check out the video below. What do you think? Well, I think it's I think we should probably check it out. What do you think?
Yeah.
Might as well, right? It's TikTok. It's only like 20 seconds long. We'll just look at specific. Oh, damn it. It's got sound. Hold on. I got to get rid of that. Okay, so this is the lizard.
Oh.
I don't know. It's not moving at all, is it?
It's like a Stretch Armstrong lizard.
Yeah, that's weird. That was it. That was the whole thing.
Wow. Yeah.
Let's look at it again.
Let's hit the yeah, that's it.
I mean, nothing's moving. If it was a lizard, don't you think its head would be moving? Like, hey, what are you doing?
And if it was dried out in the sun, it wouldn't be so vibrant. I think it. I don't think it's a. I don't think it's dried out. I think there's something more going on there.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. It looks like somebody sculpted up or something. I don't know. Without it moving, there's no way to quantify it.
Pharmacy says that's a damn toy.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. And I think you're right. I do. I don't think that's anything.
Yeah, it's like got, the wires in the arms so it can, because look at the way it was hanging onto that top rock.
Yes.
It was like this. It wasn't like, the rock was here and its arm went right over it like this,
Yeah. Like
instead of like, it's like here, so its hand was like here or something,
Yeah.
So it was like all flexible. It was like Mr. what's his?
It's like a wire center in there, right?
Yes. Yeah. What is the guy from Fantastic Four called?
Mr. Fantastic.
Mr. Fantastic, that's right.
It is. Yeah, that's interesting. On that same video with Slapped Ham,
yeah,
there is one that I think it comes from China, but it might not have been. But it is really a spectacular catch. Again, I'm not saying it's for certain that it's really a cryptid, but there's something in the water that, honest to God, looks like
something in the water.
Yeah, that honest to God looks like albino plesiosaur, almost like a modern version of it or something. It's really strange. They got this head with an eye on it, and it's making a wake as it goes around. Now, could it be some kind of machine somebody strapped? Sure, it could be, but it looks like it's really in the frame. It doesn't look like it's something that was added post capture. It looks like it's in the frame. Somebody could be pulling a hoax, something kind of promotional thing. I don't know. But there is something under the water that really does resemble like a long, thin-necked thing that goes back to a wider part of the body that seems to have like a front flipper kind of thing, but it extends back from there, and it just comes by, and it's got like these catfish whiskers coming off of it. So, I mean, the the amount of detail on this thing was pretty impressive, and it's a very short clip. But again, you'll have to check out that video and look for that. If you like cryptids, check out that video, because my hat's off to Slapped Ham. They did a hell of a job putting it together.
Right here.
You have it right there? Yes. So Don's going to pop a link into the YouTube if you want to check that out.
You can't go
after the show.
After the show.
Yeah,
right.
check it out after the show, please.
There it is.
You can open it and bookmark it or whatever you want to do, or just remember to visit our Facebook page, and you might as well like it while you're there.
Yeah, exactly.
You might as well give it a like.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm going to remove that comment, and I'm going to put in the actual post from the. So they have to go to the Facebook page.
So you have to go to the Facebook page to check it out.
Because that's the way I roll.
Don's capturing traffic.
Bastard.
Don's like a traffic funnel. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. But I think it's exciting because, I don't think that it's impossible to go on YouTube and find actual footage. I think it's, the proverbial needle in the haystack.
Right.
But I really do believe there are some videos out there that probably have captured actual cryptid beings. I think so. I think the law of averages is with it, if nothing else. Like at least a few of these have to be real, of these millions.
Yeah, there's got to be something, Yeah, there's got to be something to Okay, that didn't work. So there.
But I would always caution everybody, just
grain of salt.
Yeah.
Open mind.
Yeah, just judge it for yourself. But the worst thing anybody could do is go, "Oh, check this out, it's a real thing," because somebody's going to launch on it. And in fact, I just posted one just recently, and it was about a little creature, and there's some hoaxery going on there,
right?
Because the thing they pull out of the box is definitely different from the thing on the floor, but the thing on the floor I thought was really compelling. I was like, God, that doesn't look right. It looks like it's really there. It's really moving, and for the life of me, I was like, this is weird. That looks like a little creature that's running around bipedally. And then somebody said in the comments, and I can, I was not saying it was real, but I was saying this is really strange. It might be something. Well, somebody in the comments said, it looks like they dressed up a monkey like that. As soon as they said it, I was like, ding.
Yep.
That's exactly what they did. They dressed up a little monkey. And the video must have come out of somewhere like India or somewhere where little monkeys live. And,
a cute little monkey.
Yeah, it was, they didn't.
Cheeky little guy.
I know. The monkey didn't look like he was having a whole lot of fun, though.
He didn't look like he was having
I feel bad for the little guy. But, again, so you gotta weigh it with a grain of salt. But I do think that there are some valid captures out there. You're probably not going to see very many of them, even if you spent all your time looking through cryptid videos on YouTube. You may only find a handful in a year, but they're there. I just think they're there. Very cool, though. I'm just looking for some other things. Yeah, we already covered. I got to cover the Brent Swanser story, Don.
That was a good one. Yeah. So real quick, somebody mentioned it, and I was going to mention it earlier. You were talking about just recently the albino sea creature. With
Yep.
So with that in mind, and you're like, well, it didn't look like it was fake, but then our friend Al Tires posted about that mermaid.
I didn't see his post.
It
though.
was so fake.
Was it?
It was so fake. So you think about like manatees and seals, and you think about whale tails and things like that.
Oh,
you would think,
the floppy little.
Yeah, you would think that mermaids would have a solid tail instead of this like
it was like
flippy
a spaghetti noodle.
Yeah, it was like it was like a wet costume with this frilly tail thing that's just wet and it's just cloth flipping over. I'm like, that is not a mermaid.
No, it's not a mermaid, and I know Al was being cheeky by that. But
I hope so.
No, he was. Al's on it.
Yeah, he is.
But you can buy those mermaid tails, and obviously they use them in in kids parks and stuff. Right. They have people dressed up like mermaids, and there's a whole movement of people that buy these tails and put them on and they go swim because they want to be, either they're just having fun.
Oh, there are people who in Seattle, I read it specifically in Seattle, these one group of ladies that they put these tails on and they are actually mermaids. It's like when they come out of the water, they dry their leg or they dry their fin off and it turns into legs. That's the way they believe.
Oh, okay.
That's what happens is we just dry off and like Little Mermaid style, Ariel style.
Sure they do. I'm sure they do. But
Mental
but
problems.
the video that Don's referring to shows a silhouette of what looks like it looks like a person out there, and it kind of does the dolphin dive back
Yeah.
down into the water and flips the tail up, but the tail
Doesn't really
has no
flip.
structure to it. It's just
None.
this floppy mess.
No structure.
And if this was an actual creature that was trying to swim with that as its main source of power,
No.
it would be treading one water in one place
Well,
forever.
just think about tortoise feet too. Even tortoise feet have bones in them, and
Well, sure.
they're more or less just little flippers.
Right. Well, I mean, even fish fins
Yeah.
are not floppy. They're rigid. I mean, when they go side to side, they push water. That's what the point. So,
Right.
yeah, but anyway.
Mermander. That was a good song.
Okay. So I'm going to bring up, now we're going to go to mysteriousuniverse.org, ladies and gentlemen, and our good friend Brent Swancer, who is our premier favorite paranormal author,
writer, yeah.
journalist of all time. This guy's brilliant. Again, head over to Mysterious Universe anytime. Check out their stories over there. It's always it's a great site anyway.
Yeah.
But our favorite is always Brent Swancer. He just does a great job. But he just put out an article today, and it's Strange Cases of Modern Encounters with the Wendigo. Now, the Wendigo is an interesting character because there's a lot of definitions of what a Wendigo is. There's the possessing spirit Wendigo. There's the cryptid-like creature that is this tall, lanky, emaciated creature with like a deer head and antlers, and has a ravenous hunger that can never be cured. And so they eat everything, including people, everything. I mean, they just cannot be satiated. The possessing spirit also allegedly gives that hunger. And then there's another definition of Wendigo that has been floating around that are basically look like Sasquatch. And so there's kind of an obfuscation of what a Wendigo is, because there's a few different definitions depending on who you ask. But I think in traditional First Nations lore, it was the taller, gangly-looking spirit, and with the power to possess people with the possessing spirit. But let's read what Brent Swancer put together on this. I love his thoroughness. I mean, he does such a great job with
And it's
background. And
always well written.
yeah, absolutely. He's brilliant. But says by far the most well-known and discussed type of hairy wild man of native lore is none other than the mysterious and legendary entity known as the Wendigo. Animalistic, hulking beasts with strange powers. These creatures have been mainstays of Native American lore for generations, their deeds well known in many of these tribal stories and legends. Into the days of settlers, there were many cases of even the white man coming across these abominations. And the creatures were often blamed for missing persons. Yet looking at some scattered accounts in modern times, it seems that people are still having harrowing encounters with alleged Wendigo. And here we'll look at the selection of some of these. Awesome. We're off to the races already, ladies and gentlemen. To understand these terrifying tales, one must first perhaps know what a Wendigo actually is, traditionally said to be and represent. Originating from the myths and legends of the Native American Algonquin tribes based in the northern forests of Nova Scotia and east coast of Canada, the Great Lakes region of Canada, the Wendigo truly holds a place amongst the most frightening creatures of native lore. And with good reason. Most often described as a massive, hairy brute up to 15 feet tall, with a mix of human and animalistic features, the Wendigo has long been said to partake in acts of murder, insatiable greed, and cannibalism. In lore, the creature is supposedly a gaunt, extremely tall apparition that had glowing eyes, long yellowed fangs, wicked claws, and a long tongue, also often depicted with antlers, and which was eternally in thrall to insatiable hunger, growing even larger with each kill it made, and yet never fully satiated. Always skeletal and slight, no matter how much it ate. One description of the Wendigo was given by native author and ethnographer Basil H. Johnson, who wrote of it, the Wendigo is gaunt to the point of emaciation, its desiccated skin pulled tightly over its bones, with its bones pushing out over its skin, its complexion the ash gray of death, and its eyes pushed back deep into the sockets. The Wendigo looked like a giant, gaunt skeleton, recently disinterred from the grave. What lips it had were tattered and bloody, unclean, and suffering from suppurations of the flesh. The Wendigo gave off a strange and eerie odor of decay and decomposition, of death and corruption. Oof, that's not a good thing. There are many local traditions of the Wendigo with slightly different details in its appearance and abilities depending on the region, but it always said to be frightening, and there are also variations on their powers. They were variously described as having the ability to turn invisible, to read minds, or to mimic human voices in order to draw victims away to isolated areas, as well as shape-shifting powers and the ability to generate waves of profound fear. Their origins may have some variations, but the main cause, according to the majority of traditions, is that humans who were overcome by greed or hunger, or those who resorted to cannibalism to stay alive, were at risk of becoming Wendigos themselves. In one account of the origins of this beast, the Wendigo started as a warrior who made a deal with the devil in order to save his tribe from some unspecified calamity. In others, it is simply greed and cannibalism that does the trick. Or one can also be made into a Wendigo by another of the creatures, yet in every one of them, the spawn of this all is an unholy abomination that seeks constant sustenance. So it's a struggle of the palate sometimes. Although most of the stories of the Wendigo encounters occurred far back into the 19th and 20th centuries and beyond, there have been sporadic reports of what could be possibly Wendigos up into more modern times. One report comes from a witness on Reddit called Universe Master on Graham, who says that he is of Native American descent and that this happened near an unspecified reservation on a camping trip when he was 13 years old. Although things started off normally, it all got rather strange when several odd occurrences began to unfold. They would find dead birds around the campground. Things went missing from their own camp, and they were at a loss to explain what was going on. It escalated when they began to hear footsteps in the area, a terrible stench that would sometimes waft through, and there was a constant, inescapable feeling of being watched. They nevertheless stayed at the camp, and it was a trip they had been planning for months, and on the second to the last day, something very bizarre would unfold, of which the witnesses says, although these occurrences were a disturbance, it did not deter us from staying for the final 2 days as we had been planning it for months. But one experience years ago on this day, right before our departure, still haunts me to this day. I'd been strolling through the forest while looking for firewood when I heard rustling in the bushes behind me. As this happened, it seemed that all life ceased around me because I could only hear my heartbeat and the lone, heavy footsteps approaching me. When I heard my name called from what seemed every direction, yet echoed from in front of me while also coming from behind. The voice calling me was a harsh, raspy, animalistic in tone imitation of my sister's voice, who had just recently left the trip due to stress only a few hours ago. This had sent horrendous chills down my spine, so I ran the fastest I've ever run back towards the campsite, and while I heard the twigs and leaves crunching behind me, I had finally reached the campsite when the footsteps suddenly stopped. I was relieved and slumped over the cabin stairs when I slipped on a rock, slipping out of a makeshift fire. It had caused me to head straight into it. The blazing force of nature had almost burned my face when it just stopped mid-fall. I hadn't regained my balance. I hadn't gained my balance. It was just as if someone was hanging on to me and pulled me back. I'm not sure what it was, but my family suggests that it was my guardian angel saving me from an early death. But after that experience, I have never been to the same campsite ever again, and don't go camping for a few years after that. Still, what really scares me the most from back then was when we had been leaving the site. I looked back from the car window and saw a figure standing at the tree line, staring at me. It was lanky and looked starved to the point of having its skin wrapping tightly against its bones. But when I looked into the pathway, the footprints were completely gone. As I blinked, we rounded the corner and it seemingly vanished into thin air. This has left me questioning, what is those woods? What is those woods? And was it a reality? But when my sister asked me why I was so shaken, I told her what I had experienced, and her face went pale. She told me that before leaving, a terrified, gaunt figure had been watching us across the riverbank, and that it had noticed her and ran on all four at a fictional speed. She shakily said, staying quite frightened after, until squeaking with the phrase that still haunts me today. Before I had left early, that thing had left long, deep scratch mark on the trail sign. It was the one that was chasing me on. Wendigo or not, it's really creepy to say the least. Another report comes from Reddit user Katsaidanji, or J at the end, who does not specify his exact location, but assures us that it is the area where the Wendigos go and have been spotted. It started with finding mutilated animals around the remote property in a rather grisly fashion, including dead foxes and deer that had their spinal columns torn out and strewn about, as well as vicious claw and teeth mark and limbs rendered from their bodies. Sometimes these animals were disemboweled and their entrails still found hanging from bushes or trees like a macabre Christmas tree ornaments. And other times they were simply torn in half, with one of the halves missing. It was all very unsettling, indeed, but it was about to graduate into the horrifying. The witness explains, "So let me lay out the land for you. My house is about 100 yards from a small stream that splits the small wooded area in half. And on the far side of the stream from my house, there are large trees. So I was out there one day and all of a sudden I felt cold and uncomfortable, like I was being watched. I also became increasingly paranoid that someone or something was out there with me. So I decided to head in. Plus the sun was setting and dusk would be upon me soon. So I started walking towards my house, which would mean I would have to walk uphill. So I started walking. At first I was walking out of the woods like I was on someone's yard, and they had told me to get off. Not a fast pace, but moving with a purpose, you know? Then I kind of felt like someone was really looking at me. So I turned around and saw a creature about 80 yards or less. I'm not really sure how far my house is from that stream. From me, standing across the stream. It then proceeded to take a step towards me. And I'm not really too athletic, but I'm not mega weak. I would say if I had to run about 20 yards uphill through the woods, it might take me 30 or 40 seconds. I ran out of those woods in about 10 seconds. It was the most I have ever been scared and the most that adrenaline has ever flowed through me. Now I know what you're wondering. Could I have been dehydrated or having hallucinations? Well, I've never hallucinated once in my life. And I wasn't dehydrated because about 10 minutes prior to this event, I drank an entire bottle of water. And I always make sure I'm hydrated before I go woodland exploring. And there is no way it was a tree because every time I go out there, I go to where I spotted it. And there isn't a single tree small enough to remotely look like what I saw. Since then, I haven't spotted it, but I hear it. It is believed by Native Americans that Wendigos call out for help, like a human in order to lure people towards it. I've heard what sounds like a little girl calling for help out there in those woods before. It is still terrifying to talk or think about. Yikes. These are horrible. Wendigo reports come from a surprisingly varied number of places around the United States. And our next report comes from the wilds of the mountains of the northern area in the state of Georgia. The witness in this case claims that he spends a lot of time camping and hiking the area with his brother, Ryan. And on this day, they had headed out to a place they knew well. Midway through Jack's River Trail in the Cahuta Wilderness, they searched for a good secluded area to set up camp for a planned 2-night stay. Got everything set up, and after a day of hiking and exploring the Jacks River, the trip seemed to be off to a great start. That night, they got a fire going, had dinner, and sat chatting away until a sound caught their attention. According to the witnesses, they were very familiar with the sounds of the forest, and this sounded off to them, as if several people were walking around the campsite, trying not to be heard. Then things got bizarre rather quickly, of which the witness says, I remember we both pulled out flashlights and shone it in the direction we felt the sounds were coming from. But that is what was so weird. Wherever we would fix our lights on a spot we thought the sound was coming from, the location of the sound would suddenly change. Mm-hmm. That's when the whistling started. At first, I thought it was the wind, and I remember thinking maybe the wind is just throwing leaves, and that's what we're hearing, is just nothing but the wilderness around us. But Ryan looked at me and asked if I was hearing that. I didn't answer and was trying to focus hard on each individual sound. 2 consecutive notes with roughly a 3 to 4 second gap, and then 2 more consecutive notes, over and over again. Ryan kept asking if I heard that, and I put my finger to my lips, trying to keep him from talking. The fear I felt was incredible. My jaw was tight, my fist was clenched, knowing I wasn't ready for whatever was out there, if it was anything at all. The whistling continued for what felt like forever, but thinking it through, was maybe only 5 minutes when Ryan finally yelled out into the darkness, "Hey, quiet!" The whistling stopped. We sat there in silence for a few minutes when the woods erupted with noise. Something or someone was running in a circle around our campsite. The whistling came back, 2 consecutive notes with the same 3 or 4 second gap, and then 2 more consecutive notes. How could someone whistle this loudly without cracking while also running? I was done. I stood up, shining my flashlight in all directions, trying to catch a glimpse of whatever was scaring us. Nothing. It felt close enough to touch it, but we never saw a thing. And that's when the movement stopped, and the little whistling was still constant. It was so loud, inhumanly loud. I looked at Ryan and told him to call the police. Now this is the part I will never forget. The part I never like to talk about. While Ryan was on the phone with the dispatcher and telling them our location and what was going on, I stepped around the fire towards my tent. Inside my bag, I had a 6-inch fixed blade that I always carried and thought I would feel a bit more comfortable with it in my hand, more than just my flashlight. As I went to unzip my tent, trying to keep my eyes towards the woods, I heard some movement directly in front of me. I swept my light up in front of me, and for maybe 2 seconds, I saw it. Whatever this person or thing was, it was about 5 feet up in a tree. Everything about it was long. Its arms, legs, neck, fingers, everything. And it was fast. As soon as the light hit it, it launched backwards off of the tree. I heard it land, but it either jumped an impossible distance or landed in a thicket because I heard it, but I never saw. I don't think I have ever yelled so loud. I ran back to where Ryan was and sat down. He kept asking me what I saw, but I just couldn't answer. I just kept thinking about what I saw. Maybe 10 minutes later, we saw a couple of flashlight beams coming through the woods, and about 3 guys came into view asking if everything was okay. Well, I settled down a bit and started asking them if they heard or saw anything. All they said was they heard a lot of movement, and they heard my scream, and that's when they headed in our direction. I tried to explain what had happened without sounding crazy, but it didn't seem to work. One of the guys walked around a bit and came back and said he didn't see anything. And Ryan told them that we called the police, and roughly 30 minutes later, a park ranger did show up. Ryan and I tried to explain everything to him, but he just chalked it up to either a curious animal or some campers just trying to mess with us. Well, what was going on here? From Texas, we have a report of a witness who claims this happened out in the Texas hill country during the hot summer months. He said that at the time he was visiting his parents' home, who had lived there with their many cats, and the house was along a creek, and the witness claims that one evening, one of the cats named Topaz, who usually followed him around on his walks around the property, but this evening would prove to be stranger than most. He says of what happened next, there's a creek on that property as well, and while we never had any issues while down there, this one time it proved to be quite strange. Topaz the cat was unwilling to cross in her usual spot, and it was eerily quiet. I noticed a little later that she was acting as if something was threatening her. So I looked up and saw it. This thing had long arms, and it was tall, but I don't remember anything like talons or claws. I do remember antlers and matted fur, but nothing gaunt or skeletal, and very large dark eyes oriented forward like a predator's would be. The weirdest thing about the whole situation was being entirely overcome with fear and dread, literally to the point of vomiting. I threw up and sprinted back up to the house with my cat and avoided the creek for ages. Though weirdly, I felt quite certain that whatever that thing was, it couldn't cross running water. And after a month, it felt like it had gone. And it was safe to go over there again alone. Now, as far as I know, there is no family history on either side for hallucinations. And even if there were, this would have been my only experience with one my entire life. And it's been almost a full decade since this happened. Mostly I'm wondering if anything of this description and presence has been encountered before, especially in Texas. What is going on behind these reports and others like them? And are they truly encounters with the legendary Wendigo at all? After all, besides some telltale signs such as the generation of fear, general appearance, and what seems to be, in some cases, an effort to trick or draw in the victim, as well as the assertion from all of those witnesses that there were Wendigos, we are left wondering if there's perhaps something else to all this. Could this be some sort of other creature, like a Sasquatch, even a supernatural entity, such as a skinwalker? Could it just be hallucinations or misidentifications? Maybe even hoaxes? Whatever they were, such accounts make the rounds from time to time, and add a layer to the already rich and spooky lore of the Wendigo. Boom.
You know, some of those, a couple of the first of the first couple stories of that write-up right there reminded me of the stories of the Stick Indians.
Yes, very true.
You know, about the lost tribe that got lost during or was not able to get out to forage and hunt for food during the winter, and
yes,
they got trapped somewhere, and the idea is that they kind of became cannibalistic, and they became these tall, gaunt figures,
yep,
emaciated looking, you know, and so a couple of those really brought back the idea of Stick Indians.
Yep.
Now they also mentioned what is the other thing? Skinwalkers.
Yes.
Skinwalkers. Now, a couple things about skinwalkers. Apparently, there's a couple different types, and one is a Wendigo type, and then one is like more of a Bruja, more explainative of like a Bruja, an evil shaman.
Yes.
That can take the form. So, you have a call.
We have a call. Let's get to our call and see who's calling us. Hello, caller from 225. You're on the air.
Hey, fellas, what's going on? I'm Ben.
Ben, how are you?
Ben, how are you? Is this Ben that called us
I'm
the
doing
other
all
night?
right, man.
It is, yeah.
How y'all doing?
Sorry I didn't get back to you, brother. I completely forgot after we talked a few times online. Sorry about that, brother.
Yeah, dude, it's all good. It's that's no problem at all.
Well, I appreciate that.
No problem at all.
What's on your mind tonight, brother?
So, Well, I could tell you a few more things, that happened to me in my life, and I could tell you a few more things that happened to my mom, and stuff like that.
Sure. Well, yeah, let us have them.
All right, let's see. Where do I start? So, well, me and my brother used to bring out the trash, in the truck because there's a long driveway. We were coming back to the house one day, and we saw this little, I guess, greenish thing that was only tall enough to look out one of the bottom panes of the windows. And, that was really, really strange because that thing could have only been like 4 foot tall,
Mm-hmm.
So we saw that thing looking at us. And, that was really freaky for us.
Wow.
Let's see. Once when I was really young, I dreamt that our bedroom had a big closet next to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I dreamt that some kind of little creature, like a little green creature with, I guess, big ears. I dreamt that thing had come out the closet to
That's interesting.
attack. Yeah.
No, I mean there's Slavic legends of beings called domovoi, which are house spirits essentially, but they look kind of like that, kind of like Dobby the house elf from the Harry Potter series, and it's interesting.
Yeah.
So those
Yeah, it was very much.
yeah.
It looked just like that.
So that could
So-
very well be a house spirit, and they're usually pretty
I think-
benevolent. Yeah, usually.
I guess, man, but I didn't know if it was real or not. But if you have a folding closet, you pull it out, and then it'll ride on the rails on the top and the bottom.
Okay.
The wheels that actually
Yes.
will, it'll keep the closet at the top and the bottom. It'll keep the closet in the right spot.
In the track. Yep.
So those things, were knocked off the. They were knocked off the rails.
Wow.
It's a crazy thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. When we were really young, so my mom and dad have a house that is in the middle of the swamp.
Uh-huh.
There is, nothing really around. The house, the neighbors and stuff like that, or, they kind of fall around. But this was in the middle of the winter,
Uh-huh.
and we were real young. So all of a sudden they sit on a swing on the front porch.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost built like a plantation house, pretty much.
Okay.
So they sit on the front porch, and all of a sudden they see this giant light, and they
A giant light.
really didn't. Yeah,
Okay.
a giant light,
Gotcha. Okay.
just right over the woods, because there's they have a fence, and then they have like wood, like some swamp area.
Mm-hmm.
So they saw that, and they said that they watched it for like 10, 15 minutes. And then all of a sudden, it's like you turn off a switch, and it was gone.
Oh wow.
Like a giant, they thought it was a car at first, because the lights are so strong. And this is probably 1982 or 3.
Okay. Wow.
So they saw that. And then somebody else on our street actually saw some kind of light in the sky. Dude, I don't know. I can't explain it.
Sure. Well, I mean, they're up there. I think those UFOs are around. I've seen one myself, brother, so I have no doubt.
Yeah. I believe it too, man. I believe it too.
Sure.
So that house that I was telling you about earlier, like the other day,
Mm-hmm.
there used to be. So, okay, my grandfather was an engineer,
Okay.
and he did a lot of work from home stuff. He worked for Shell,
Okay.
and so they would hear stuff running up the stairs
Oh,
where he used to live,
wow.
and he never did believe it. So one day he was there by himself, and he heard the thing running up the stairs. He looked over the little stair balcony thing,
Uh-huh.
and dude, there was nothing there.
Wow. That's powerful. How did he handle that?
Not too well. He called a family meeting because he always told them it was the pipes.
Sure.
You know, it's the pipes making the noise.
Dad, the
He
pipes are
didn't
running
handle
up
it.
the stairs again.
Well, yeah. I'm sorry.
I said, Dad, the pipes are running up the stairs again.
Yeah. They said there was pipes that were running underneath the stairs,
Yeah.
and I was making a noise.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So my mom was younger in that house, and her sister, shared a room with her.
Mm-hmm.
And her sister watched a lady walk, kind of float right to the bottom, like to the bottom of mom's bed,
Oh,
and she she was scared, and she put blankets over her head.
wow. Yeah.
When they asked, they were talking about it the next day,
Mm-hmm.
and when they asked when they asked her what she saw, she described her grandmother that she had never met to a T.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, man. You believe in like summoning UFOs at all?
I guess it's possible. I've heard people claim that.
CE5s.
CE5s?
Yeah.
What is
Stephen
that?
Greer.
Oh, yeah. Stephen Greer, the
Oh,
he's into
yeah,
that.
you're right.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah.
So me and my brother were talking about it one night. He lives a long way away,
Mm-hmm.
So he came down to visit. So we were talking about it. We were going fishing some sac-a-lake
Mm-hmm.
and crappie.
Okay.
And we were on the back porch, and there was a giant blue whitish light that passed over the house. We didn't see what it was, but I mean, what else could really illuminate the whole yard and the house?
Okay.
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, we really wanted to see a UFO, so I don't know, dude. I don't know.
It's
I don't
possible.
know.
I think that there is something very powerful about manifestation, and you got to think about it. If these intelligences are so far ahead of us, maybe they do listen to us. Maybe they do. Like, and maybe it's not so much a summoning as that they just can tell you're talking about them. They just show up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you heard that Matt guy's from the Trail to Bigfoot? Have you heard his experience on another Bigfoot show?
I'm not sure who Matt from the Trail to Bigfoot is. I'm not familiar with that.
Well, it's the Trail to Bigfoot, dude. He has a really strange encounter.
Oh, okay.
Really, one of the strangest I've ever heard.
Uh-huh.
This guy really, he had a really harrowing encounter.
Sure. Yeah, and if he was here, I'd be happy to hear it. I'd rather not discuss his stories without him discussing them, though. But yeah, I mean, there's lots of scary things out there, brother.
Yeah, I won't do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's pretty much my stories.
No, that's beautiful, man. And I really appreciate you calling and sharing them with us. And you've actually experienced a hell of a lot of stuff. You know,
Yeah,
it's pretty awesome, I think. I hope you're okay with it too, but some people don't cope
I
with it as
am.
well.
I'm completely okay.
Good for
Yeah.
you. Good, because I don't think anything you've described, you know, for the most part, it's not been trying to hurt you. It's just been there, you know.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
But no, man, I really
You
appreciate
are
it.
right.
It is great hearing from you, and if you think of any others, I'd love to hear from you. Just, you know, keep letting us know.
Okay, there are more that I don't know about because my mom doesn't really talk about them much, but
Okay.
she lived in in the haunted house all her life.
Oh, yeah. There's got to be a ton of stories there.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, there's much more. So I'm just gonna be able to tell you, what I know.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that, and you know, it really means a lot because, you know, I was talking with another listener I was interviewing today. To me, it's really a sign. It's like an honor to hear people's stories because I know it takes a degree of trust and confidence in me and the show, and that people
It
feel.
does.
Yeah,
It does.
and that to me is
And
a
it
huge
takes
honor.
a few beers.
It takes a what? I'm sorry.
A few beers.
Yep, got to loosen it. Loosen it.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Well, we're here if you
Yeah.
remember more, brother.
Okay, man. Well, I enjoy listening to y'all.
All right. You have a great night, sir.
Thanks, Ben.
Put me in the thing to win.
Oh, stay tuned. You got to wait for the announcement. All right,
Okay,
brother.
man. All right.
See ya. Okay. We got one more caller here, and this is area code 919. You're on the air.
Hey, brother, how y'all doing? This is Caleb or Bo. Deborah, me and her were talking. She wanted me to call up here, and
Oh,
I think she sent y'all the picture.
Right.
yeah, dude. I'm blown away by that picture. I got to tell you, that is amazing.
Yeah, it's a pretty crazy house, man. You know, I had originally was going to try to rent that house, and
Jeez.
I had called Deborah because usually we go. You know, I always get her to go with me anywhere. She knew my mom a long time before my mom passed. They were best friends, and so she's kind of become like a second mama to me.
Yeah.
And so we had went up there to that house.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I had got kind of an eerie feeling just as soon as I was there. And so I got her and Tyler to go with me. We went back up there. And as soon as she got there, I mean, she had a really, really off feeling. And we went and looked in the windows, and there was a couple crucifixes, hanging up. One was on the mantelpiece, and then I know there was one at the back of the house that had fell off actually onto the floor.
Thanks.
And her first comment to me was, somebody was trying to cover something up,
Mm-hmm.
And when we walked to the back of the house, there was a big pile of stuff. It looked like, pretty decent furniture, kids' toys. I mean, this pile was 15 foot high,
Wow.
It looks like years of stuff that people had threw out. And at the time that we were there, the guy next door had actually come over there and said that a lot of people leave very, very quickly within being in the house. They leave all their stuff.
Oh, man. They just.
And so.
Can I show that picture? Do I have your permission?
Yeah, you can show the picture.
All right, because I'm dying to do this. This is one of the best pictures I've seen in a long
That's a crazy
time.
picture. I just saw it myself.
Yeah. And go ahead.
Yeah, so, we were going around. She said she had some off feelings. And at first, she had said that she was contacting a woman. And then she started getting real off, and she actually said there was a vortex at that house. And she actually said that she had seen this pretty dark man. He was evil, come through. And if I ain't mistaken, I know she said that that he actually had a woman with her that he had pulled. He'd come out of the vortex, almost challenged her, and went back into the vortex, closed the vortex. But so that was the house that you actually told Deborah not to go back to at all.
Yeah, I got a bad vibe about it right away. That it just felt something horrible.
Yeah, and so when we were there, we had got a picture originally from the upstairs window. It had a face in it, and I always had a really bad vibe. It was almost like something was challenging me there. And Deborah said whatever it was battling. It's something dark at the house, something really dark.
Yeah.
And I had done some research on it, and there has been a lot of suicides that has occurred there.
Oh no.
And me and Deborah were talking, and that picture of that girl right there, she's actually a younger woman, and it's not the original woman that me and Deborah had encountered when we first went there.
Yeah.
But I know that there was a man that had it was a girl and her uncle and her dad that was living at the house. And in the reports, the uncle ended up killing the little girl, killing his brother, and then killing himself. And I know, so since the time that I was moving there, I actually had my girlfriend's daughter. She's living at that same house with her boyfriend and her boyfriend's family. And she's had some really bad encounters. Like as soon as she moved in the house, she started getting really sick. It was, she was throwing up all the time. She'd have weird bruises on her.
Yeah.
And, me and Jennifer had talked, and she was like, she told her daughter, you need to leave, come with us, come back, live with us for like a week. Everything kind of went back to normal, and then she went back to the house. And it was like, when she went back to the house, it got, twice as bad.
Wow.
She's woke up, she's seen a dark figure standing over her with like almost reddish eyes. She's woke up, she's felt the bed, shaking. I actually talked to Michaela tonight, and she was saying that, which is Jennifer's daughter, and she was saying that she feels like somebody watches her a lot, and that her boyfriend had to wake her up 2 times since I've taken that picture of the little girl.
Wow.
That's had to wake her up 2 times because it was almost like she was having seizures throughout the night. She was just straight shaking.
That's scary
and,
stuff.
she said last night somebody, she woke up and it was like somebody was standing over top of her. But I know the night that I took that picture, one of the guys that lived in that house said that he had woke up and walked out the hallway, and as soon as he did, he seen a man. It was almost like a full body apparition. He said, and it literally scared him to death that he backed up into his bedroom and grabbed his machete and come back out. The guy was gone.
Ooh.
Wow.
And so I don't know why, the paranormal is picked up there, but it's really picked up. And I know the family that's living there, they're feeding into a lot of the darkness because they fuss a lot. They're always partying, and, there's a couple guys and a girl that stay there that kind of provoke the whole thing. And, so it's not a good situation there anyway.
No.
But I know one guy had got, the same guy that I was talking about, seen the guy last night. He had actually got scratched. It's been a little while ago. He had got scratches on his back throughout the night, and he woke up and said he was hurt, and his girlfriend took a picture of his back, showed him. And he got pissed off and ran through the house, talking about, if you were any kind of man, you do it when I was awake.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
provoking it.
That's
And
not
he
good.
said that he had this god awful burning on his chest, and he turned around and they watched this mark come all the way across his chest.
Wow. Yeah,
Just that house is really dark, man. It's just a really bad place.
it is, and it's the worst thing you can do in a dark haunting like that is provoke, because whatever's going
Right.
on there, that's a hornet's nest. That place is a hornet's nest, and trying to yell and scream and call things like that out. It's like those are the kind of things that are going to answer you.
Don't do a Baggins.
Yeah. Don't pull a classic Zach Baggins on it. And I would be really concerned about anybody living in that house. Obviously, with that many suicides, that sounds like there's something possibly. And I hate to use the word, but in this case, it might very well be warranted. It sounds demonic.
No, you didn't say that word.
Well, because it sounds like oppression. I mean, with
Yeah.
many suicides,
Yeah.
it's one thing if somebody's committed suicide in a house. Well, then that's somebody having a real hard time. But if a lot of people do it, then you got to start looking at something else. Something else is leading people to that, because what are the odds that all those suicide people would move into the same house? It doesn't stand to reason.
Right.
Yeah. So
And I'm almost wondering too if it's the land, not just the house. It's the land, because right across the street from that house, my best friend, he was 65. He just passed
I'm sorry.
2 weeks ago, but almost 2 years ago, his brother lived right across from that house, and he actually committed suicide in his house, which was right across the street.
Wow.
Right.
And so, me and Deborah were talking earlier, and I just, I didn't even think about that. And I was like, she was like, it might be the house. And then I thought about it, and him living right across the street, there's a lot of suicides tied in that house.
Wow.
I know since Michaela's been there, she's gotten, really depressed. She's gone through, and I told Jennifer, that we need to get Michaela out of that house, because
Yes.
she's gone so downhill since she's been in that house, between the sickness. She's throwing up all the time. It's like it's wearing her down. It's trying to pinpoint all of her loose ends,
It's definitely a pressure.
trying to use it against her, and it's bad. I mean, and Deborah has told you that place is bad.
Yeah.
I mean, and you've seen the pictures from the beginning and told Deborah, not to go back there. And I've been back there twice, and both times I've been back there, one time it got really bad. I felt like I had something attached to me. I had to call Deborah. I got her to kind of cleanse me.
Sure.
And the last time I went, which is when I took this picture, I was talking to the people living there, and I was like, look, I said, I was going to rent this house. It's a bad house. And Michaela was telling me everything that was going on, and, we're already buying this other house, trying to move, and she's going to move in with us.
Good. Okay.
And so I was like, I showed him. I was like, before when me and Deborah were here, I just took a straight picture of the house, from the house, and there was a face that was up in the top windows. Like if you zoom out, there's 2 top windows at the top of the house.
Yeah.
And there was a face in the top windows. And when I took this picture, where that girl is at on that porch, there is a chair. And it's almost like she's sitting in that chair. You can make out her dress, her arms, her face.
Yes.
It's a really great photo. And it just, I even took another one afterwards. And obviously there's nothing there. And it was like as soon as I took this picture, it was almost like the paranormal stuff inside the house amplified over the next couple of days.
Wow.
But that's a crazy location.
It is, and I applaud you for getting that girl out of there. I don't think anything good can come from it, and it's. I don't pretend to know what's there, but I just know that whatever the hell's there should not be living people there. It just feels wrong. It feels like whatever. It's like I don't know, like a perversion of nature is I guess. When Deb was telling me about it, and I started just vibing the feelings from it, it's like, oh God, this place is horrible. Just stay away. Don't go back. Don't go back. And when you're talking about, It could be the land, you're right, but it also could be an indication of the power of the entities that's there. There's a sphere of influence for anything energetic, and certainly a very powerful entity could affect an area, but it could just be the land. But it could also be that whatever's hanging out there is like this. That's no joke,
Right, and it's got to be strong. I mean, for it to have its own vortex, dead. And me and her had talked. She's experienced portals and passages and stuff like that, but she said she had never experienced a vortex. And when we got there, I mean, that is a really strong vortex. I mean, she pretty much, as soon as she got out of the car, she started feeling sick. Her head was hurting.
Yeah.
She got real weak. And, I mean, for it to be that strong, to have its own vortex, to go and come, that's got to be something serious.
Yeah, that's no joke, man. I would avoid that place and try to get people out of there if you can.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
I guess until you can get her out of there, man, surround her with all the light you can throw at her and all the prayers and protections you can, because I mean that's a powder keg to me. It's like a paranormal powder keg, and I'm no expert. I'm just somebody, but I just don't like that place. I really, really don't like that place.
Yeah, that whole place, man, just gives a bad vibe. And I mean, from the time that you pull in the driveway at that place, just how the trees out front are kind of overgrown and it's kind of overshadowing the house, like keeping it, away from the road. And, when you get there and you're walking around the land and you're walking around the house, I mean, that whole house just gives, a bad sign all the way around. And,
yeah.
As far as, the picture goes, y'all are more than welcome to keep the picture, use it, whatever. I know I sent Deborah, I sent Deborah the original picture, which is the one that y'all got up, and then I have a picture where I put it in negative. And it kind of brings out the face a little bit better.
Sure.
So if I need to, if y'all want that, let me know, and I'll send that in.
Please, yeah, I'd love to see that as well. This is probably the most profound capture I've seen in many years. That people will go an entire lifetime of research and never catch anything close to this. What you captured in this one moment is
amazing.
It's a hell of a manifestation, and there's no question what you're looking at. It's not just, hey, those curtains make it look like it's a face. No, that's a person sitting there. You can see the arm on the armrest right there, and even coming up to the shoulder, and this arm, and the differentiation between the dress and the sleeve, and then the leg down here. I mean, it's incredible. It is really incredible.
Yeah, it's a great photo. And I mean, just the translucent appear to it. You can definitely tell that it's not an actual person sitting there.
Sure.
And I know on the photo where I have the negative approach to it, as I get that to y'all, behind it, to the left of it where that arm is, you can actually see. It looks like a flutter where it's almost changed from an orb into a full apparition. I mean, it's awesome.
Wow. Yeah, that's powerful stuff, man. I really appreciate you sharing this with us, because, like I said, this kind of capture is incredibly rare. And the fact that you have experiences, the background of the house and what people have experienced there, it just makes it all the more powerful. So thank you so much for sharing it with us.
Yeah, man, and y'all have a great night.
Wow, thank you, Bo.
All right, brother. We'll talk to you soon, and thank you so much. Yeah, if you want to send the negative one, I'd love to see that.
That'd be cool.
Yes, sir, I will do.
All right, take care and have a great night.
Wow, isn't that incredible?
Y'all too.
All right. It is. Literally, as soon as Deb sent this to me, I was like, oh my God. Like some of them you're like, wait a minute, what am I seeing? But this is just like, boom, as clear as day what I'm looking at.
Yeah, when you first pulled it up after you asked, I was like, whoa, how can you not see that?
Yeah.
That is
somebody sitting there. I mean, that is unmistakable, but incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back and start doing the giveaways in the quiz show and see who can give some stuff to. So don't go away, ladies and gentlemen. We will be right back. I guess we're live. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for that little break, that little moment of reprieve. Been in this chair a long time. So, had to get up and breathe. But welcome back, everybody. So, hope you're enjoying the night. Hope you've enjoyed the show up to this point. We always, of course, love bringing it to you. What do you think, Don?
Have you ever coughed so hard that your bones hurt? Oh my goodness, I think I'm in pain.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Want some Tylenol?
No. It's
Okay.
you cough so hard, like your shoulders and your arms they hurt.
Yeah.
So I choked on air.
You choked on air.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at that. Congratulations. So anyhow, I think it's time. Is it time?
I think it's probably time. And first on the giveaway list, ladies and gentlemen, is a fine Paranormal Portal sticker. We're going to give it away right now to caller number 3. So if you are caller number 3, we're watching the call board here.
The phone number is 720-923-0500.
All right, just waiting. I haven't got any calls yet. 720-923-0500.
You don't want me on the screen. I'd scare everybody.
Oh, stop it.
What?
You're a sexy bearded beast.
Yeah, whatever. Thanks for noticing, Digger.
Digger, just keeping it real. All right, we still have no calls, so ladies and gentlemen.
Wow, nobody's interested. I think we should just shut the show down and say
I guess we might be
nobody's
done.
here. Hey, you know, there was one, but now it's gone. Oh, now it's back. That's call number 1.
Call number 2, and call number 3 just came in. Do we count that first flash or no?
Yeah, I would.
Okay. All right, and we're going to go to area code 740. You are on the air. Hello? Are you there?
Hello?
Hi. How are you? Can you hear us? Hello?
Am I on?
You are on. You have won a Paranormal Portal sticker.
Nuh-uh.
You did. You're caller number 3.
Wow.
What's your first name? Who are we talking to?
This is Carrie.
Carrie.
From chat.
Yes,
Carrie
from
Barrett.
chat.
Aw, you won.
Yeah.
You won.
Yay.
Where's the applause, Don?
Awesome. Thank you.
Hold on. Sorry, Don's trying to find another thing.
That's your applause.
Yay!
So, if you could, Carrie, could you please email me at paranormalportalradio@gmail.com. Give me your contact information so I can send this out to you.
Yeah, no problem at all.
All right. Thank you so much, and congratulations. You are our first winner of the night.
Awesome. Thank you. Hey, everybody. Talk to you soon, guys.
All right.
Thanks,
see you
Carrie.
now. Thanks, Carrie.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Have a good night.
Okay, you too. We still have a call here. So that wave is over, ladies and gentlemen. The call wave is over, and we're going to move on to, what do you suppose next, Don?
What did you say? Do you want maybe a coffee cup, you said?
Well, yeah, why don't we do that? Why don't we do a Paranormal Portal coffee mug? Are they all the same price?
Yeah.
They're all, well, there's one that's $12.50 or $15 cup. What do you think? What do you think, Don?
Do the rocker.
Do the rocker.
Right there.
We can do the rocker mug. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'll show you the prize that we'll be competing for next. If those of you on the call board could clear the board, and we will do another round here. And this will be for the coffee mug. So those of you on the call board, if you please hang up, and we'll go to the next part. I don't know who this is. All right, nobody's hanging up. Okay, one's call is hung up, and there we go. All right, now we're off. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen,
do you have it on speed dial? Why do you not have our phone number on speed dial? I don't understand. I just don't understand.
This is the mug that you'll be playing for, ladies and gentlemen, in our second lightning round. I don't know if there's any round, but
maybe we should ask them a
cool.
quick question. You know, like in just
for a chance to win. Are we doing a chance to win? Just a little mini quiz?
No.
What?
We could just do the next caller, whoever.
Okay, so
when that call happens.
Okay, so Don, I'm going to put it in your hands. Your hands now. This is the mug we'll be playing for, ladies and gentlemen. You could have this Paranormal Portal coffee mug. Don't call in yet.
What's
somebody's on the queue?
What are you trying to foist off on me now?
Well, I'm going to ask you to pick a call number.
A call number. Oh, okay.
So wait.
No, that's fine.
Okay, I want to wait till this call. Let me just get to the call and find out who this is. Hi, area code 480. You're on the air. Did you need something?
No, I just wanted to say hi to you, y'all.
Hi, Jess.
Hey, Jess. Good to hear from you, my dear. But we're going to do a coffee mug giveaway, so you get a chance to win, too. So hang up the line and call in, and maybe you'll be the lucky caller. So call us back.
Oh, okay. I was just wanting to say hi and see what's up with you guys and all that, and I'm glad you got your stuff fixed.
Yay! Yeah, me too. Thanks for calling, Jess, and maybe we'll be talking to you in just a moment. So stand by and for the giveaway. All right, very cool. Okay, so give me a caller number, Don. I wouldn't go too high, obviously. We don't want like 50 or something, but give us a nice, decent number.
Oh, okay. So you know what? Let's just do number 7.
Caller number 7, ladies and
Caller
gentlemen.
number 7.
The beard has spoken. So
Light it up. 720-923-0500.
and you could win.
And once again, why are we not on your speed dial?
Well, there is a delay between when we say things and when they see it. So,
But it's still.
there's one.
We should still be in.
There's one call. Okay, we got one.
Keep calling. 720-923-0500.
There's 2. Caller number 2. Caller 3. Caller 4. 5. 6. And 7. Got 7 right here. Let's see. This is we already got 7. That's
Excellent.
area code 919. You have won a coffee mug. Who are we talking to?
Awesome. I just called up here. This is
This is
Bo.
Bo.
I just called up here and gave you my story.
Well, there you go. Congratulations. Thanks for being on the show.
So
That's awesome.
Deb's going to be mad.
actually, she was one of the callers on the hold there too. So
Ooh,
guys-
she's going to be mad at me.
you guys might have to arm wrestle for this one.
Oh, boy.
All right, brother. Thanks for playing. Could you email me at paranormalportalradio@gmail.com and we'll get you the coffee mug as soon as we can.
Yep, sounds good, bro.
All right, brother. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. That's cool. All right. So, are you ready for the quiz?
The quiz? I'm being quizzed?
Not you.
Oh, not me personally? Oh.
No, we are gonna give a Paranormal Portal quiz to one lucky caller. Here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna ask you paranormal questions, and if you answer correctly and answer enough correctly, you can win a Paranormal Portal T-shirt.
Bum, bum, bum.
T-shirt, not hoodie though. T-shirt. So, again,
Now, how many questions are you going to ask? How many?
I don't know. What do you think? I the first time on the beta test, I did 5. So, do you think we should stick to the 5
Yeah,
number?
I think that's good because it won't drag on too long. And
Okay. So I'll tell you what we're going to do then, ladies and gentlemen. We'll split it into 2 quizzes. So we'll do one quiz at a time. All right. So we're going to go with, again, on the screen is our Teespring store. And there's options here. If you want to just help yourself to some of this fine merchandise, you're welcome to. But we are going to give away a T-shirt, and it can be a T-shirt of your choice of any of these. So
yeah,
that's the prize.
Yep.
So I guess we're going to do. Oh wait, people are calling in already. Don't call in yet. Don't call in yet. You guys are getting quick though. I appreciate that. I love the participation, but just hold the line. No, don't hold the line. Clear the line. Somebody, we've been seeing like Fargo like coming up like crazy, man. That person is on it.
Gee.
All right, so clear the lines if you would, please. And nope, somebody else called in again. Clear the lines, and we're gonna go for. Well, I'm not even gonna announce the caller till the lines are cleared. So we're gonna do 2 of these T-shirt quizzes, 5 questions each. If you get all 5 questions correctly, you win a Paranormal Portal T-shirt. And maybe 4 questions correctly. I don't know. You'll probably just win a T-shirt anyway, but we're going to do the quiz because I put some effort into this. Don't call in yet. Okay, guys, clear the lines. Clear the phone lines if you're on hold. There we go. Okay, so we're going to do caller for the first quiz of the night. First 5 questions. Caller number 4. We're going to talk to you, and you're going to have a chance to win a T-shirt.
923.
First caller. All right, we got one caller.
Keep calling.
Keep trying, guys.
Keep calling. Anybody? Is there anybody there?
2
7
720-923-0500. 3 and 4. And it is Fargo that won the prize. Or at least won the chance for the quiz. Area code 701. You timed it perfectly. You came in as caller number 4. Are you there? Who am I talking to?
It's nice.
Time is an illusion, and the illusion is real.
I told you it was Naysay.
Naysay, I hope you know your paranormal, because I'm about to bring it, brother. Are you ready for a paranormal quiz?
Yes, I am, but if I win, can I give it to Julia for her birthday?
Oh, for sure you can. Absolutely. That's very sweet of you.
Yes, quiz me.
All right, so I'm going to ask you a series of 5 questions, Mr. Naysay. Your objective is to answer correctly, because I'd sure hate for you not to win a T-shirt for Julia. Because you shouldn't give a gift you haven't won yet. But anyway, you might have to come back to the store on your own. But either way, here we go. God, that first one is so dumb and easy.
It is.
All right, but here's a gimme. Here's a gimme question, Naysay, and be sure to answer correctly. Don't be silly, because whatever you say, I'm going to count.
Red.
Okay. All right.
Now you got that out of the way.
Yeah. All right. Now they got that out of your pipes. The first question: what is another word for Bigfoot? Is it A, Sasquatch? Is it B, giant man? Is it C, Neanderthal? Or is it D, Ramapithecus? Ramapithecus.
What is another name for Bigfoot?
Yes, sir. And if
I'm going to select A, Sasquatch.
Yes, right answer. Right answer. Well done. All right. Okay, you have A for Sasquatch is the correct answer. All right. All right, we're moving on to a little harder territory now here, Naysay. So are you ready?
Always.
All right. Which country is home to the Nazca lines? Is it A, Congo, B, Peru, C, Antarctica, or D, China?
I am going to go with C, Peru.
No, it was well, if you want Peru, it's B. So you want Peru? That would be the correct answer.
Yes.
All right. You are correct, sir. It is Peru. That is the home to the Nazca lines. Nice job. And let's move on to our next question. And this is, where would you travel if you wanted a chance to see Nessie? We're not talking about the chat room one. So. Is it A, Finland? Is it B, Wales? Is it C, Scotland? Or is it D, Norway?
Well, the first thing I would do is get a hold of Sean Connery and say, let's go to Scotland.
That's what your
and
mother
see
said.
Nessie.
That's what your mother said last night. Absolutely correct, sir. Scotland it was. You are correct. So that brings us to question number 4. We're heading into the championship round here. So far, you are right on pace for a T-shirt for Julia. So this one is so stupid easy. I'm almost ashamed to ask it, but several of these have been stupid easy. But you know, we want people to win. That's the bottom line here. Really so we're kind of throwing softballs here. All right, Bermuda is home to one of the most active regions of paranormal activities. What shape is the region said to be? A, a circle. B, a square. C, a triangle. Or D, a crescent.
No, you know how much I want to be an educated Palladius Maximus right now, but
Yeah, I
we
know.
will go with triangle.
You are correct, sir. Triangle it is. Well done. All right. You're now into the final round, Naysay, where you could take it all home and then mail it out to Julia. Or we can give it to her and save you some shipping.
She's like 5 minutes away.
She's like literally, we could probably throw it from here and get it to her. We could probably throw it to her house from my house. So, so the next question is, this one is harder, I will say. And, you know, maybe there could be a lifeline if you need it. But what is the name of the squadron of planes which mysteriously disappeared over the Atlantic? Mm-hmm. Is it A, Flight 38, B, Flight 19, C, Flight 105, or D, Flight 5?
Ooh. Can you repeat the question, please?
Yes. What is the name of the squadron of planes which mysteriously disappeared over the Atlantic? A, Flight 38, B, Flight 19, or C, Flight 105, or D, Flight 5?
can I call my really good buddy Brent for a lifeline?
You could. And I guess what I would tell
I'm gonna throw it out there because I'm trying to tap into the ethos, and the ethos is saying C, but I don't feel that's correct. So I'm going to.
It's not C.
Okay, I'm hearing voices, and the voices are saying that was the wrong choice. So that leaves us A, B, and
D.
What was
Well, you know, actually,
what was A?
A was flight 38. B is flight 19, and D is
106.
No, D is 5. We've already excluded C now. That was your lifeline.
Right, but C was 106, right? 5.
105.
Let's go with D because the number 5 has been showing up a lot today.
No, sorry, Naysay. The winning answer would, unless you said, did you say B or D?
Yes,
because that was hard. I
thought I heard him say B personally.
Did you? I don't know.
I think he said B.
Did you say B? Was that what the correct answer would be?
Oh, so now you're going to test me on my integrity because you know what I'll have to say.
All right, I'll tell you what. We'll throw that one out.
But can I throw out a technicality there? Because you said, what is the name of the squadron?
What is the name of the
squadrons don't have numbers like that.
Well, these did. It was Flight 19, and it was known the Squadron of 5 TBM Avenger torpedoes.
Yep.
And it was called Flight 19.
Yep.
Flight 19.
Yeah, this is
that was back in
World
War
II.
II. Yeah.
Yeah, era.
Yeah, I don't recall that one at all. So you did get me on that one.
Wow. Oh, that's okay. You've done great so far.
Yeah, bonus question.
All right. This one might be a little tougher, but I think you're going to make it through this one. This is your bonus make it right question. And then we got to move to the next round of questions for the next caller. Where is Area 51? A, Nevada. B, Texas. C, New Mexico. Or D, Arizona. This is for all the cannolis right here, buddy.
Viva Las Vegas. Viva.
So you're saying 2 seconds. What state is that?
Oh my God! All of a sudden, everything just said no, not Nevada, but I want to say Nevada.
You should say Nevada. Good job. Well done.
Yay! He said Nevada.
Okay. For a moment there, I was doubting myself.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, you did good. You just won Julia a T-shirt. We will get in touch with Julia then on your behalf and get her a T-shirt.
See which one she wants.
All right, then what a beautiful gesture. Thanks for calling, brother. I got to get to one more quiz before we're out of time here. So take care, man.
All right, love the two of you. Wanted to talk about Wendigo, but we can do that at a later time.
All right, sounds good.
Oh, I said the word. Toodles.
All right, see ya.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything. I heard nothing. Nothing.
Okay, we are going to do caller number 2.
Number 2.
For the second possible T-shirt quiz of the night.
Number 2.
Caller number 2. 720-923-0500. Caller number 2.
Now you're listening to the stylish sounds of Mr. Brent Thomas on the Paranormal Portal.
There's call 1. There's call 2. We got it. Stay on the line. Don't hang up. And this is call coming from the area code of 423. You're on the air.
Well, howdy, fellers.
Howdy. Welcome to the show. Thanks for calling in.
I can't believe I won something.
Well, you haven't won nothing yet. You got to answer some questions. But I'm betting it looks pretty good. You're probably.
I'm just being optimistic.
All right, I love it. Nice job, brother, and welcome to the show. And who are we talking to? What's your first name, sir?
Travis.
Travis, welcome to the show. I'm going to ask you a series
overbuilt from the chat.
Oh, overbuilt.
Overbuilt.
Nice.
Welcome
Very
to the show,
good.
man.
Cool.
Good to meet you. Thanks for calling in. All right, so I'm going to ask you a series of 5 questions. If you don't get those right, more. But once you hit 5 correct answers, we'll be done. So we're going to see how much overtime you can crank out of this one. Or you could get them all in a right in a row, and it'll be a ringer. I hope your paranormal knowledge is pretty crisp and good, because there's a few tough ones in here. There's a few mediocre. Most of them are not too bad. But are you ready, sir?
I'm ready.
All right. Okay. So here we go. Question number 1. Ogopogo is a lake monster. Which country is home to this creature? Is it A, the United States? Is it B, Spain? Is it C, Canada? Or is it D, Brazil?
Oh, Lord. I think it's the United States.
I would go a little north, personally.
Yeah, Canada.
All right, Canada. All right, well done. Well done. Very well done. That was just me. I wasn't saying that was the answer. That was just me. All right, so Canada it is. All right, so the next one. Which bridge is associated with the Mothman? Is it A, the Golden Gate Bridge? Is it B, Silver Bridge? Is it C, the London Bridge? Or is it D, Story Bridge?
Lord. Repeat that again.
Okay, which bridge is associated with the Mothman? Is it A, Golden Gate Bridge? B, Silver Bridge? C, London Bridge? Or D, Story Bridge?
I think it's Silver.
Which one did you say? Silver, yes. Silver, nice job. Sorry. It was really bassy in my ear. I couldn't make it out. Silver Bridge, you are absolutely correct. Nice job. 2 correct answers so far. All right, here's another one. All right. Now, this one I know because this has actually happened right near my home. But this is Ralph Samuelson is said that he invented water skiing after sighting which creature? Is it A, Ogopogo? Is it B, Nessie? Is it C, Peppy? Or is it D, Okie?
And now you just got me on that one.
Okay.
I'll just be honest.
Let me just give you a hint.
Yeah.
Here's the hint. It was in Lake Pepin, Minnesota.
Pepin, Minnesota.
So
okay.
What are the answers again?
A is Ogopogo, B is Nessie, C is Peppy, and D is Okie.
So
Let's be Peppy.
You would be right.
Yay.
It would be Peppy. Yeah, it was Lake City, Minnesota is where the water skiing was invented. And Peppy is the alleged lake monster of Lake Pepin, which is the widest point of the Mississippi River. So it's kind of cool.
Well, hey, I learned something there. I've never water skied. Have you?
Oh, yeah, it's a blast getting dragged behind a boat.
Yeah, sounds like a good time to me.
Yeah, let me tell you, if you've ever drank gallons of the Mississippi learning to water ski,
watch out for the fish sacks.
Yeah,
I live right next to the Tennessee River, so that would be kind of. I should have already been up there doing it.
Yeah, well, yeah, it probably gets worse by the time it gets down to you. But yeah, it was a harrowing adventure. But yeah, water skiing was allegedly invented in Lake City, Minnesota. Not allegedly, it's very much a part of our local lore back home. So, kind of cool. All right, so here's another question.
This is number 4.
This is number 4. The Florida Everglades are said to be the home of which monster? A, the Mothman, B, the skunk ape, C, the Yeti, or D, the Bell Witch?
Oh, skunk ape.
Absolutely correct. It is the skunk ape.
Absolutely, no thinking about that.
You are
That's
one question away from all the bacon here in the pile. All right. And
So if I win something, would I win a thong?
We don't do thongs.
No, those are actually breathing masks, but you could probably wear them as a thong if you got creative.
That's what a man ought to put on, the thong over his face for a breathing mask. That would be great. That would be funny. I'd love to see that.
I'm sure it's happened. It's probably happened at some Walmart somewhere already.
Yeah, no doubt.
Definitely at Walmart. It'd have to be at Walmart.
All right, last question, unless you don't get it right. What kind of creature is said to make its home in Enfield? Is it a chupacabra?
Yay, chupacabra!
Yeah, I read that.
That's not. Yeah.
No, it's not a chupacabra. It's not. I'm just going to help you out there. B, a poltergeist. C, Sasquatch. Or D, a dog-headed man.
Oh, I'll take A.
Yeah, but that would be the wrong answer.
Yeah.
So
second chance.
Second chance would be
Enfield is in England.
Enfield is in England. Is it a poltergeist, a Sasquatch, or a dog-headed man?
Oh, it'd be a poltergeist.
Yes, sir. You are correct. And that means you have 5 correct answers. And that means you are the proud new owner in the future at some point when we can get it to you. T-shirts. So what I would like you to do is to go to our Teespring site, look at our T-shirts, and choose which kind you want and what color, what size, and email that to me at paranormalportalradio@gmail.com.
Okay, I can do that.
Excellent.
All right, brother.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you helping us get through this, and thank you for participating. And
anybody who won. Sorry, go ahead. What were you going to say, Brent?
What was I going to say? I was going to say, I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
It's just gone from my head. Oh, wow. All right. But yeah, brother, we're glad to have you on the show, and thank you so much for participating with the fun. Obviously, we're not gearing these towards any kind of academic achievement. We're just having fun, but it's a fun way to have fun with you guys and to give you some stuff and to let you know, all of you know how much we love you. So.
Oh, my academic achievement's very low. I can assure you that.
You did great, though.
Well, you learned about Peppy and water skiing today, so
go.
That's a little bit better.
All right.
All right, Overbill.
Yep.
Good to.
Have a good one.
All right, we'll talk to you
Thanks,
soon.
buddy.
See ya.
All right. So, Paranormal Portal Radio
Yes.
at gmail.com, paranormalportalradio@gmail.com. The winners, please email us with your shipping address so we can get those shipped out to you. And don't forget, please, because we're not that great sometimes, put in what you won. Carrie won the sticker.
Yeah, let me know what you won in those, if you would, please. I'm not.
Macy and Overbuilt won the T-shirts. Oh, and don't forget to tell us what size you want.
Yeah, size and color.
And then
we need to know your size, otherwise you might be really disappointed.
And then Bo won the coffee mug. Bo won the coffee mug. That's right. So there you go.
Deb says, Brent, send Bo's coffee cup to me. I'll get it to him. I'm sure you would.
Might get it to him right over his head.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, but that's going to conclude our journey for tonight. I hope you guys had fun. I had a lot of fun doing it. These giveaways are a great change of pace. It's a great way to include you guys in all of this and let you know we'd love you. I mean, we're not a big show. We don't have a big operating budget. In fact, our operating budget is really
about negative zero.
Yeah, it's pretty much breaking even. But this is just some way to give back to you, to let you guys know you mean the world to us, and you have made the show what it is. And your recommendations to other people have brought us tons of new listeners, and we really, really appreciate it. So if you're not already subscribed, please get subscribed. We'll do more of these giveaways. I don't know if we'll probably do them monthly. So
monthly,
yeah, probably. Christ. I don't know if we'll do this many, but I just wanted the first night that we really got into it and did it for real to be an extra special night. It was awesome. You know, we're just having fun. Obviously, we're not, sending home many losers. That's just not going to be a possibility because we love you guys. So anyway, that's going to wrap it up for us. We hope you've had fun. Please, Don, anything in closing?
Don't forget, don't we have a new podcast releasing sometime soon?
Or did it already every
release?
Sunday?
No, it already released because I guess I missed it. So don't forget about a podcast. You can get that at any of your podcast places,
Yep.
wherever you get your podcasts at.
Yeah.
And, send emails. Say Don is like the sexiest guy in the world. And I have my wrist armor on, Cha-Cha.
Also, guys, let me know if you really think that having a hotline where you guys could leave messages is a good idea. Do you think people would use it?
You know what? They haven't told us what their fan favorite scenes are in anything, so they're not going to use the phone line, right? Nobody's going to use the phone line, right?
Don, you're like those things that get thrown around on Facebook, like, yeah, watch nobody follow directions. Nobody will do it. Don, you're like a human Facebook post. All right. It's a great idea. Thank you, Farm. I hope it is. Because the reason I'm asking, guys, is it's going to be an expense for the show. So if it's not something that's going to get used or you don't think it's a good idea, please,
we would love to do it, though, because that would give us lots of really, and it's your story.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to look into that, guys. Either way, we may just test it out anyway, but I'd like your feedback because you guys are the ones watching the show. Tell us if you think that would be a good addition or you think it'd be foolish. But anyway, that's all we've got. Love you all.
I think he said foolish.
What?
He said foolish.
Yeah, I did. Why?
I said full of.
Oh, no. Foolish. No, it's a family show, Don.
Sorry. I mean, that's what I thought I heard you say.
All right. Well, we love you all. Be good, be kind, be nice. Take care of each other. Help each other out. Find the magic in every day and remember to laugh as much as you can, guys. And I'll be back tomorrow with the night terrors. So I'll see you then.
Good night.
Good night.